Welcome to the Christopher Jimenez Show. This will be episode 3 of the podcast. Hopefully this will be the last podcast that I record here with my phone. I have been in talks with Positive Infinity to create some music, maybe some intro music, some outro music, and perhaps a few riffs for in-between topics. They have agreed to put together a few tracks, and we will hopefully begin producing this little show in a bit more professional of a manner from here on out, in the coming weeks, I should say. Well, I'm going to go over my running stats for the past week, as I've been engaged in half-marathon training. This past week, I trained 3 hours, 6 minutes, and 59 seconds. I have burned 2,350 calories. I have run 16.05 miles at a clip of 11 minutes, 39 seconds per mile. And, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling very, very good. I went to Ross earlier this week, and I found a pair of running tights, compression tights, produced by New Balance, and apparently there must have been some kind of defect in it, or perhaps it was last season's model, because I got it for about $12 when the normal price is about $40. So I scored a deal, and these compression shorts, I don't know about the science. I hear that the science behind compression shorts is kind of sketchy. Some people swear by them. Some people think that it's just a psychological thing. But you know what? What I say is, if I can trick myself to forget the pain, then I won't, I don't care, because I'll be able to train harder, train faster, and perhaps improve my time and my level of conditioning as a result. So I purchased those compression shorts and compression tights. They go all the way down to my ankles, and I will be using them for my long runs. I decided to use it on a short run, actually, on Wednesday, so I can get used to it, so I can know how they feel, and not be taken for surprise on a long 45-minute run, and have some kind of wardrobe malfunction out there in the middle of my run when I'm 2 miles away from home, and that would be quite embarrassing, I would think. So that's where I am with my running stats. I will be keeping you up to date as I move along. Switching gears here, the past couple days, my wife has been in recovery. You see, she had her wisdom teeth taken out, all 4 of them. She went in for the procedure on Thursday morning. Came out about an hour and 45 minutes later, when the doctor said it should take only 45 minutes. So unfortunately we had a few complications. They were really far in there. They were actually quite poor. But she is now recovering. She's recovering quite well. A bit swollen, but other than that, she's fine. And really, to be honest with you, what has really helped us a lot is that her mother, my mother-in-law, was able to come down for the weekend and kind of, cook and clean and pamper her and help her to, to be on call, basically, to help her out, as well as, myself, as we get through this and try to make sure that she gets all her meds and she gets to eat and she gets anything she needs at any time. It was kind of funny because, I read somewhere, I forgot where it was, that Facebook is the most socially awkward mechanism for talking to one another, and it really is true. You see, the other day when we were actually out and about a little bit, we went to Starbucks. More on that later, but I saw a comment on one of my statuses that said, did she get all of her wisdom extracted? No, she did not get any of her wisdom extracted. She got her wisdom teeth extracted. In fact, it would have taken a whole lot longer than an hour and 45 minutes to extract all of the wisdom from her brain. But that's kind of funny. I thought, I chuckled at it, so hopefully that you find that amusing as well. I know she meant well. I'm pretty sure that she meant her wisdom teeth. But, that was while we were at Starbucks. That was the notification that popped up. And by the way, I finally made it to the green level in my Starbucks rewards. Now I know it's taken me quite a while. In fact, I just started getting back into it because I found my Starbucks card the other day, and I saw that I only had 4 stars, and I just needed one more purchase on that card, and I would level up. So I've leveled up. I am now in the zone where I get some free refills on selected drinks and selected access to like soy milk or something. So I don't know if I'm ever going to use that, but it's good to know that I've leveled up. I'm going to close with a quote that I came across the other day from David Brooks. Actually, this kind of relates. It was during the wisdom extraction. We went. I downloaded a podcast from David. Actually, from Alec Baldwin. He was interviewing David Brooks, and the interview. The quote here. He was kind of discussing social conservatism, and protecting the family, and where that fits in to the political arena. It was a political statement. It is a political topic that they were talking about. But David Brooks said this. He said something to the effect of, you have to encourage men to get married before having kids, and give them enough money to make them worth marrying. Now, clearly, he's talking about abortion. He's talking about protecting the family. He's talking about making sure that the family stays together and protecting that unit. However, he puts it in a broader context. He doesn't just say, okay, this is an issue and it's completely isolated from any other issue that is around. No, you know that, sociologically, anthropologically, all these issues that are a web. You need to take a holistic approach to all these things. And, you have to make sure the economics are also conducive to people staying together and people staying at home and people being able to have a home or people being able to work in jobs and all that. It's not just about saying, okay, you got to get married, you got to get married, you got to get married. It's also about making sure that people can settle down and can get married in a secure fashion, in a safe fashion, and turning to Scripture, turning to the Bible. There is definitely a precedent there for having this holistic type of view towards society, to be able to sit there and say, look, I want to take care of you. I want to tell you, you need to have a moral compass. You need to live right. You need to have have good marriages. You need to have kids within wedlock. But you know what? There's also a very strong scriptural precedent to say, hey, I'm going to put food in your belly. I'm going to put clothes on your back. I'm going to visit you while you're in prison. This is the kind of holistic attitude that the church sometimes is lacking, or sometimes, puts their blinders on and they think, okay, there's one issue, that's the family, and then there's another issue, that's the poor. No, there are poor families. What about them? There are rich families. What about them? You have to have a consistent ethic on life, a consistent ethic when you talk about the family, when you talk about economics. It all is intertwined. It's all together. At least, that's what I feel, and those are my 2 cents worth. So let's keep on running. Let's run the race both physically and spiritually. Thank you for listening.